Hey guys, it's Joshua Reviews. Oh yeah, we're back. Okay, look, I gotta address the elephant in the room. I was supposed to do a Muppets Christmas review for Christmas, and I didn't get it out in time. I just want to apologize, first and foremost. I also said that in a community post that I was going to be reviewing an Easter movie for Easter, but I never got around to it, and I want to apologize for that. I've been really busy, and I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of lost interest in doing reviews, but a part of me has always said that, no, you got to continue doing reviews in some way. Because I do enjoy doing them, just maybe not in this format. So, we'll see what the future holds. But for now, I figured that before Halloween month comes up, because I'm going to do reviews for that. I'm going to, so stay tuned for that. But I figured I'd do a review specifically for beforehand. So, yeah. So, okay. Recently, I decided to rewatch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films because I played the game and I love it. I love it. It's a great substitute for Friday because that game's dead and it's great. And after watching all the Texas Chainsaw films, I was a little disappointed because it was over. So, and I'm still in that mood. So, I decided to give The Butcher a shot. I have never seen this film. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it. I just bought it off eBay for like $6. Cover looked cool. It had that Texas Chainsaw Massacre look and feel to it from the description and the pictures. I didn't know anything about the movie itself. I didn't even read the plot synopsis. I just saw the pictures, and it was called The Butcher. It was in that slasher category, and I figured I'll give it a shot. So what's it about? Well, actually, so it is about 6 college students. They get into a car accident, and I'll just go ahead and say one of their friends dies, and they have to pull over, and the car won't start, and they now have to go and seek help at an abandoned farmhouse, seemingly abandoned. And basically they encounter this butcher. So right off the gate, I was interested because of the synopsis after reading it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. I knew going in, I was going to be watching pure trash. I knew that wholeheartedly that this film wasn't going to be good. I'm not expecting The Godfather or something like on the level of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just want to be entertained. Can I be entertained? And does this film entertain me? Or did it entertain me? Simple answer. There's a fly in the fucking... That's a simple answer. Yes, it did entertain me. This film was highly entertaining. Not for the reason I think the filmmakers were intending, but nonetheless, if a film can entertain me, you've succeeded in my book. That's all that matters. So, what did I like? Well, first and foremost, what I just said. I was looking for something Texas Chainsaw Massacre related, but not actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this was a good substitute. I like the location. I like the setting. The abandoned farmhouse is cool. I like type of films like this where it's people stranded on the road, they gotta seek help, and it gives me that kind of like, how should I say, like grindhouse feel. Look, I'm a Christian and I'm not one for torture porn, but the reason I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and movies like this is because I like the isolation of it. I feel like in terms of the story, it's a very simple narrative, and it makes the characters have to kind of fight for their lives. And I also like the grittiness of it. Like it's not afraid to be dark. And I like stuff like that, even though I'm not one for torture porn. Like, I've talked about that in several other of my reviews. I'm not one for torture porn, besides some exceptions like Saw and maybe Terrifier, where it can get graphic, but it doesn't distract from the story itself. And the one thing I will say I liked about this film was it didn't go too exploitive, or it didn't get like too explicit with the gore. In fact, I would argue that this isn't really a bloody, violent, gory movie. There's some blood in it, but there's nothing, definitely not what I was expecting. I'll tell you that much. Like, you read The Butcher, right? And you're like, oh, it's going to be like a cannibalistic, horror film with blood, guts everywhere. The Butcher, it's like, a butcher is known for killing animals. So you're like, okay, but no, it's not graphic. There's like maybe one kill that was like, ooh, okay, that's a lot of gore, or not a gore, but a lot of blood. It's a guy gets hacked up with a chainsaw, but it's never shown, and you can tell it's because of the budget. But there's nothing in this film that's like hard, like NC-17 level. It's very like low, very low tier R rating. Like there's one scene where someone gets drowned. Very unexpected death, I'll have to say. I didn't expect a drowning kill in a film called The Butcher, but you know what? Especially how she drowned in Pepto-Bismol. If you watch the movie, you'll understand what I mean. Yeah, the kills weren't too explicit, nothing graphic, so I definitely like that. Same thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. None of the kills are explicitly shown. It's very left up to the imagination, which makes it more creepy. It makes your imagination go wild. But this isn't the type of film that's going to do that. This is not a high art movie. In fact, I wouldn't even really call this a good film. But I will say this, it entertained the hell out of me. This movie was fun to watch. So let me tell you, this film right off the bat doesn't have the most complex characters. They're your basic cliche teenagers going out to do stupid stuff. I think they explain they're going out to a party. It's like, yeah, okay, how many slashers have you seen where, hey, we're going to go to a party, we're going to get drunk? Yeah. I mean, literally, while they're driving, the one girl decides to flash her boobs to, unknowingly to them, the killer of the film. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, you guys are just like, you guys are raising the bar first, is your new standard for horror movies. Really, you guys are really reaching new grounds. No. And, some people will definitely be turned off by this film, especially someone probably like me. It's like, you really shouldn't, like, how should you say it? Like, this is clearly a bad film. That's what I'm trying to say. But let me just say this. The movie, and what I liked about it, was that the movie didn't take itself too seriously. It was the right balance of comedy mixed with horror. There's one character that's clearly meant to be a douchebag, and he is probably my favorite character in the film. I mean, they literally are stranded, and they're trying to find some way to get out of their situation. So they find an old, decrepit, clearly abandoned farmhouse, and they're all like, yeah, let's go in. And the guy's like, haven't you guys watched horror movies? No, you don't go into the abandoned farmhouse. And the one girl literally, I think it's his girlfriend, she literally says, fuck you. And I'm like, in what real world, like, in the real world, how would he be considered wrong in this situation? Like, he's the douchebag, but he's the one making the most sense. He's the one who's like, I don't want to stay here. I want to get the heck out. But, he's a douchebag because he's saying, I don't want to get blood in my car. I know our friend just died, and he's being nonchalant about his friend's, his best friend's death. He's just like, I don't want to get blood in my car. But the delivery and the acting is not the best. I mean, you know what to expect. The acting's not going to be good. But it is fun to watch, like there's a certain level of charm that these actors give in their performances where you're just like, you can tell they're having fun. Like, you can tell everyone was having fun making this film. They all play it straight, but there's also some of the dialogue is really bad. Like, there's literally a part where, I forget who it was. Okay, so their friend had just died, and she was split in half, like her, like, she was like, so, her girlfriend, because she was a lesbian, she finds the other half and she puts it in the car. She's like, I'm not going to leave my girlfriend. And the douchebag, this is peak writing, guys. This is peak cinema. He says, she's like, I don't want to leave her. Like, I promised her I'd never leave her. And one's friend, like, trying to comfort her, like, it's okay, like, but we got to leave. We got to go. We got to go get help. And this dude, I think his name was Alex or Alvin or something. He says, she's dead, right? She's gonna be dead now, and she's gonna be she's dead now, and she's gonna be dead then when we get back. I'm like, who talks like that? Who talks that douchey. In real life, no one would talk that well, maybe. I don't know. Nowadays, this world's crazy. But, you know, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. So, yeah, the acting's not great. But, you know, the actors seem like they're having fun. So you're kind of in the situation with them. And, you know, there are characters to like and characters to dislike. So you have your assortment of characters. They're all bland, stereotypical teenagers, college students. But, you know, they all play it straight. You know, I didn't downright hate any of them. Some of the line delivery is pretty funny. Some of the acting is cheesy, but it works for the situation they're in. And I will give credit where credit's due. The movie had an interesting plot for the villain. I was like, okay, interesting plot line. Interesting backstory, I should say, not plot line. Interesting backstory for the killer that I wasn't expecting. Okay, it's not original. But, I mean, nothing in this film was original. It's literally a ripoff of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a bunch of other films, like Wrong Turn and that kind of stuff. But it was fun. It was entertaining. I didn't hate this movie. Anything else I want to add? I think the ending was weak. I really did. Oh, and I thought some characters made some really dumb decisions, but that's to be expected. And after a while of watching so many of these films, I think I've just kind of I've just become desensitized to it. I'm just like, okay, I know you're going to make a dumb decision, do your dumb decision and get killed. And of course that happens, but the charm of this type of film never really leaves. So I'm like, okay, I get you. Overall, it's a flawed film. It's not particularly a good film. I would only recommend it if you're a die-hard slasher horror fan. It filled in the gap that I was looking for when it comes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, and I had a good time. I'll admit it. I had a good time with this film. I would actually probably watch it again. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a B for Butcher. I just thought of that. I'm smart. Would I recommend it? Maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. It really depends on your style. It is well shot. It is well lit for the most part. It's not awful. There are way worse films out there. This isn't by any means a good film, but if you want a quick laugh or just get some friends, maybe have pizza, have a kind of like a guy's night, pop this in. It'll be entertaining. You guys will enjoy it. I would assume. Hopefully. I don't know. But guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Halloween month is coming pretty soon. I might review a few other things. If I don't, then I'll see you in Halloween month. See you guys soon.